Following the retirement of Super Eagles captain William Troost-Ekong, there is certainly a space for leadership transition, particularly ahead of the upcoming AFCON 2024, which will take place in Morocco. Making the headlines among the Super Eagles players who could become the next captain are the talisman, Victor Osimhen, the quiet general, Wilfred, the bridge, Alex Iwobi, and the veteran, Moses Simon. In this episode, we look at who fits in the best, filling the gap left behind by the retired football general, Troost-Ekong. First, we look at the common criteria often considered both in Nigeria and internationally in selecting a captain for a football team. Then, we picture each of the players making headlines for the vacant space. 1. Longevity and seniority, otherwise called the cap rule, is a long-standing tradition for selecting a captain in the world of football. Commonly, the most capped active player often assumes the role. Joseph Yobo and Ahmed Musa have enjoyed this factor in the past. The influence and character of an individual player also matter. The player's ability to communicate with referees, inspire teammates under pressure, and act as a bridge between the players and the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, can never be swept under in the course of selecting a captain for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. A player's performance, or simply put, the ability of a player to lead by example, is another major factor that is considered for selecting a captain for a football team. A captain is expected to be an automatic starter, someone whose place in the first 11 is unquestionable, ensuring the armband is always on the pitch. The emotional intelligence of an individual player often assumes a vital role in determining the captain of a football team. A captain must be able to manage egos in a star-studded locker room and maintain discipline. Although Osimhen is no longer a junior player, with 35 to 40 caps, he's not the most capped. He is quietly the emotional engine of the team. And unlike the calm leadership of Chelle, Osimhen may lead through high-octane energy and gesticulation. Arguably, as Africa's most high-profile star, he has the clout to demand better conditions for the team without fear of victimization. However, Osimhen's captaincy vision may boil over into volatility because a captain is expected to remain calm when the team is frustrated. But Osimhen often becomes the most frustrated when things go south. Looking at the quiet general, Wilfred, he leads by composure and tactical discipline. He is more traditionally presidential. He has more caps and tenure than Osimhen, but actually lacks Osimhen's vocal fire. For Alex Iwobi, who is mostly identified as the bridge, he's unarguably the most capped active Super Eagles player with about 90 caps, and technically rightful here by seniority, although Iwobi is more introverted than any of his contemporaries in this contest. He also lacks the fear factor that Osimhen commands over opponents. The veteran, Moses Simon, is an extremely disciplined and respected active Super Eagles player, mostly by the NFF for his professionalism thus far. Simon is a lead-by-action type, whereas Osimhen is a lead-by-presence type. A lot of laughter. It is also important to recall that NFF usually prefers a linear succession, meaning after the exit of Troost-Ekong, the official hierarchy typically moves to the assistant captain, remembering that the current assistant captain is Wilfred, while Alex Iwobi is the third in command, as Moses Simon and Victor Osimhen maintain the benefits of veteran presence. So, if NFF should stick to its tradition, Wilfred is the natural successor and the next captain of the Super Eagles, leading the national team to the AFCON 2025, which will be held in Morocco. However, if the NFF and coach Chelle decide the team needs a cultural reset to break the recent cycle of inconsistency, the seniority rule might be suppressed to appoint Osimhen. Anyways, based on the current squad dynamic in late 2025, the two most qualified candidates for the Super Eagles captain are 1. Wilfred, who is considered the safe choice because he represents stability. He's respected, has the most starting longevity, and understands the internal politics of the NFF perfectly. Secondly, Victor Osimhen, whose appointment will be understood as a motivational choice because he's alpha. So, appointing him sends a message that the team belongs to the new generation. He's the only player who can ginger the team out of a slump by sheer force of personality.